Hello. Okay, good morning, everyone. Morning. So, welcome to MUM today. So, let me start with introduction about myself. So, my name is Koyum. I'm from Synchro Web Technology. I work as the network engineer over there. So, our company has been using Mikrotik for a long time. We provide consultancy, we provide service configuration, and we've been using a lot of Mikrotik for our projects, especially for Hotspot. So for today, I would like to share with you about one of the features in Mikrotik, which is Hotspot. I think maybe most of you who has been using Mikrotik, you know about the Hotspot, but let us go through what you can do with the hotspot, and let us try to understand that instead of just using the normal hotspot in the Mikrotik, you can also integrate the hotspot network with your external external radio server. Okay, all right. So first, let us get to know what is hotspot. I think you know that nowadays people, they are using a lot of internet. They're using Wi-Fi a lot. But to be honest, when we go to a place, when the place doesn't have internet access, you don't want to go to that place. So that's how we put hotspot in, because we want to provide free internet access, or maybe you want to sell your internet access also can. But the main point is we want to provide internet access to your users. For example, if you go to a hotel, if the hotel doesn't have internet access, your guests will not go to your hotel anymore. So internet is very important nowadays, especially for public places, hotels, and those like universities and those kind of places. They want internet. They don't want to use their data plan because they want to minimize the usage of their data, so they want to use free internet. So that's what we put hotspot. And since Mikrotik has the hotspot function, you can utilize the hotspot function to do a lot of things. Okay? So the meaning of hotspot is a physical location where you provide your user with internet access, typically using Wi-Fi. You can use over wired also, doesn't matter. But mostly people are using Wi-Fi to use the internet. Okay? All right. So where can you have the hotspot? Like I said before, mostly we put the hotspot on the public area. Okay? So besides the public area, for example, public area, you can have it on airports. As you know, when people traveling, they want to use some temporary internet access. So what you can do is you provide a free temporary internet access for your customers so they can use it. Okay? Instead of airports, you can provide hotspot on bookstores, on libraries, and also some F&B outlets for your coffee shop and restaurants. Because when they go to your restaurant, they will buy like one cup of coffee, but they will stay for a few hours. So you provide temporary internet access for them to attract them more. So when they stay longer, then they will order more food from your restaurant. Okay, so people love staying a few hours in your premises, and if you have a good internet access, they will stay longer, and you can do more sales on your premises. Okay, all right. Besides that, you can also have hotspot on your department stores, for example, a shopping malls, or maybe an exhibition room, a hall. So you can do that also. And another important area to have a hotspot is hotels. So when your guests come to your hotels, they want to use internet, so you have the hotspot for them. And another place also you can have in schools and universities. So this is some of the example on where you can have your hotspot. So you can have a lot more. Some people, they want to have hotspot in their office so that when the guests come to their office, instead of connecting to the internal network, so you provide another network for your guests. Okay, all right. So this is what hotspot is, where you can have hotspot. Okay, so why you need the hotspot? Okay, So as you all know, you provide hotspot for your guests. Okay, so the first important thing is you want to isolate the users from accessing your internet network. Okay, another important thing of hotspot is, you want to provide the internet access for your users, and as a monetization platform. What it means by monetization platform, when you have the hotspot, you can provide free internet access to your user, or you can sell your internet for your user. For example, if you have a landing page with a voucher code, so let's say, for example, in a hotel, your users come to your hotel, they connect to the Wi-Fi, they get the landing page with the voucher code. So if they want to use the Wi-Fi, you can sell the voucher code to your customer. So this is where you gain some money from your Wi-Fi. So maybe for free user, you give free access but got some limitation. But then for your VIP users, you can sell voucher code so they can experience more internet, more bandwidth for your VIP customer. So you can do monetization platform on Hotspot. As a marketing platform, okay, when you have a landing page, maybe you can customize your landing page. You put some banner space where you can put videos, you can put text, you can put images, so that you can put awareness on your branding, on your brands. Maybe, for example, if you have a mall, so you can sell your, you can show to your users maybe some advertisement, so they can see advertisement, so it will attract your guests to come to the tenant or to the shop. So you can put videos, or you can put notifications. So all of those things you can put on the landing page. So this is what you can do for marketing people. You can put the advertisement on the landing page. Okay. In terms of marketing platform also, you can customize also your hotspot. You can do something like emails, public sign up. So when your user connect to your hotspot, they need to sign up their name, their phone number, their email, their home address. So you can gather all those data, and you can use the data later for your marketing purpose. So this is what you can do. You instead of just a normal hotspot where you connect Wi-Fi, you just put username and password. So you try to play around with the features of hotspot so that you can do more instead of just using internet for the hotspot. Yeah, and then for the marketing platform also, so when you do the, like say for the public sign up, so you can use the user data collection. For example, if you enable the social login, so when user connect to your social login, for example, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, so you can gather their information, like for example, their age, their birthday, their email, so you can take that from the user. Okay, all right. So another reason we put hotspot is that you want to control user usage. So instead of if you enable just a normal Wi-Fi, they connect to the Wi-Fi, they can use the Wi-Fi forever. No limitation, no bandwidth capping, no time capping, no quota capping. But then when you enable hotspot, in Mikrotik, you can enable how much time the user use before you disconnect them, how much quota they can use, and how many devices they can use. So all those things you can control on the Mikrotik hotspot, okay? All right. And then let us go through the basic hotspot features in Mikrotik. So what you can do with the Mikrotik hotspot, first it has three types of integration with the hotspot. So the first is you can use the built-in Mikrotik hotspot, where you can just create a simple server and hotspot server and hotspot profile, and then you can create a simple username and password for your user. And then also you can create profiling for the user. And then if you want to integrate with the external Redis server, you can use the built-in from the Mikrotik, which is the user manager. Or if you have a external Redis server, you can use the external Redis server. Like SyncroWeb, we've been using this Mikrotik hotspot with external radio server. Okay, all right. And then different authentication method. If you are using the normal built-in Mikrotik hotspot, so it is very simple. The authentication will be username and password. But when you integrate with the user manager, you can create something like, they call it like a voucher code. So you can print out in batch the voucher code so you can give to your users. Okay, all right. Also, if you are integrating with the user manager, you can also enable the email sign up. So user can register the email and they log in using their email. And depending on your external radio server, some radio server, you can integrate with more authentication method. For example, the one that we have been using, you can integrate with social login. For example, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, WeChat with Microsoft 365. And also, you can integrate with SMS if you want user to connect to your hotspot and get OTP as a password. You can also integrate with email. For example, if you, let's say for example, you enable public email sign up. So when user register the email, maybe they can put a fake email. So what you can do is, depending on your radio server, you can do email verification. So they register their email, so they can have like, let's say 5 minutes free access until they verify in their email. So once they verify, they can continue use the Wi-Fi. So why we are doing this? Because we don't want user to put fake email, because let's say marketing people, they want to use the email to blast the email for their users. So once they verify, we know already the email are correct. Same goes when you connect using the social login. So when you connect to the social login, we know that whoever connect using the social login is providing the real email. So this is what you do if you want to have the real data of the user. Okay. And landing page customization. If we are using the hotspot, Mikrotik hotspot, the built-in one, you can edit the login.html file. So from there, if you have seen the default landing page, so you can change that one. You change the HTML code to have a better landing page, and from there you can put advertisement page. You can put banner on the right, on the left, on the bottom. You put your logo, you put the background. So from there, you edit the landing page. Okay, all right. And then they have a wall garden system. Wall garden system is, it means like a whitelist. So let's say you want user you want user can access your website before they log into the hotspot. So you can add the website in the wall garden. Not only URL, you can also wall garden IP, domain. And then lastly, you can have different user profiling. For example, you have a free user where maybe you limit on the time usage, you limit on the speed, and you limit on the quota, whereby you have maybe a VIP user where you can put a higher bandwidth, higher quota, and a more simultaneous device. So you can have different profiling for each of your maybe voucher code or username and password. So this is what you can do in Mikrotik hotspot. Okay, so let us just go through on how you set up Mikrotik hotspot. It is a very, the best thing about this Mikrotik hotspot is they has a wizard where you can just click and just to configure the normal hotspot setup. So the first thing you need to do when you want to set up the hotspot is you go to the IP hotspot and then you go to the servers tab. There you can see the hotspot wizard. Okay, it's very easy. You just click that one and then you will go through the wizard on what you want to have on your hotspot. So the parameters in the hotspot setup is this one. Okay. Okay, so what you need to put is the hotspot interface. If you are running the hotspot interface on the physical interface, let's say the port, so you can choose the port, or you want the hotspot run on the VLAN, so you can select the VLAN, and then you create the network segment. What is the gateway IP, and you can create the DHCP pool, okay? And then it will ask about the SSL certificate. So this SSL certificate is for you when, let's say, because this Mikrotik hotspot is initiated by HTTP URL website. So when you connect to your hotspot, you get the landing, if you open HTTPS website, it will not show the landing page. It will show some error, page is not displayed. So it is because you need to initiate the landing page using HTTP website. So if you want to avoid that one, you need to install the SSL certificate in your Mikrotik hotspot so that when they open the HTTPS website, it will show you the exception list so that the next time you open any HTTP website, it will go through the landing page. Okay, this is what you do if you want to avoid user to, because some users, they set their default, for example, the Android users, they set the default browser's homepage to Google. So Google is using HTTPS. So every time they connect to the hotspot, they open the browser, it will show page is not displayed. So maybe they thought, oh, no internet or anything, but actually it's not that they don't have internet, but it is because the page is HTTPS. So you can buy the SSL certificate and you can put in your Mikrotik to avoid this. Okay? And then you can set SMTP server in your hotspot. You can set a DNS server, and then you can set DNS name. DNS name is you want to put a domain to your gateway. And then for built-in parameters, you can set local hotspot user. Okay, this is the parameters that you need to set up through the wizard. Okay, once you click next, and finish the wizard, and then this is the server profile that you created just now. So if you are using, okay, this example, okay, so the hotspot address, so the segment is 192.168.20.1, so this will be your hotspot gateway, and I put the DNS name Wi-Fi $in. This is to hide the gateway IP. And then the HTML directory here, hotspot. So when you want to change the landing page, you need to go through the file hotspot and you edit the login.html to edit your landing page. Okay, all right, this is the server that, the hotspot server that I just created. And then if you are using the local hotspot server, which is the built-in Mikrotik hotspot without the user manager and external radius server, you can create the user here. So this is quite troublesome because you want to create the user, you need to go into the Mikrotik. So for those, let's say you have, if you are not using user manager or external radius server, you need someone with some IT knowledge to go through the Winbox, to go through to this module and add user. So that's why you use user manager or other external radius server so that it will be more user friendly to people. For example, if you give access to front desk, they can generate easily instead of this one. This one is maybe they need to have some knowledge because they can also access other modules, so it will be dangerous to use this one. So usually we don't use the built-in Mikrotik hotspot, but depending if you want to, some people they don't want to put more configuration, they just use this normal Mikrotik hotspot. So this is where you create the username and password. So you just put the name, which will be the username, and the password, and then you select the profile. So if you have different profile for your user, so you select what profile for user one to use, okay? And then this is under the server profile. This is where you set up your profiling, your QoS. Okay, so the most important thing here is you can set the session timeout. So let's say for example I set there for 5 hours, so the user can only use the hotspot for 5 hours. So it will be counting down, and after 5 hours it will kick the user. Okay, and then you can also set idle timeout. Idle timeout means when user connect to their hotspot already log in and no traffic TXRX between the user with the Mikrotik, it will kick the user. So it will prompt back the landing page. This is we want to limit the traffic load in the Mikrotik. So, And then you can also set keep alive timeout. So whenever the user connected, and then the user leave the premises, so within 2 minutes, it will keep the user. Okay. Status auto refresh is default one. You can use that one. Okay. Shared users means simultaneous users. How many? For example, the username user1 just now. So if you want the user to use, let's say, just 3 devices, simultaneous devices, so you set on the shared user. How many users can use the username user1? Okay, and then the speed limit, you set on the rate limit, the TXRX for the user. And then lastly, if you, Mikrotik has this function which is, they call it make cookie. For example, the user come the first time they log in. So you don't want the user to experience every time they come to the place, they will see the landing page again. So you can enable this make cookie. Let's say I set this 3 days. So within 3 days, the user will not be seeing the landing page again. They come, they connect to the Wi-Fi directly to the internet. So this is what make cookie, the function of make cookie. Because some customer, they will be annoyed that every time they come there, it will be prompt out the landing page. So they don't want that. So you can enable the make cookies to avoid this one. Okay. So this is the profiling part. And some other module, you can see here first the active. Once the user already authenticated, it will be under the active here. So you can see their username, their IP, how much time they use, the idle timeout. So it will be here, and you can also kick user from here. So this is the active, people who is already authenticated. And then you have host. Host is people who already connected to the hotspot network but didn't authenticate it yet. So it will be under host. And then you have IP bindings. So for example, you want to, let's say you have your boss's phone, so you don't want them to experience the landing page. So you can bypass their MAC address so that they just connect to the Wi-Fi without the landing page. You can either bypass their MAC address, or if you can bypass their IP address. Okay, this is the IP binding. And then you have wall garden, if you want to bypass some URL. And wall garden also important if, let's say, your landing page, you are using social login. So when you are using social login, you must remember to wall garden the social login URL and what it needs to be wall garden. For example, if you are enabling Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, so you need to add wall garden those social login. Same goes also, let's say, for example, you enable payment gateway. Let's say you want user to buy the voucher code using their online payment. So you need to wall garden the banks, all the links, so that they can go through the payment process before they authenticated. Okay, this is the wall garden. Wall garden IP list also, you can wall garden the IP. And then cookies. The cookies is where the list of make cookies, when you enable the make cookies, you can see the expiry date of those make cookies. Okay, so this is what you can have in the Mikrotik hotspot. Now let us go through. Okay, so this one is the basic features in the Mikrotik hotspot. Either you use the built-in one or you use the external radius one. All will be the same. But if you are using the simple one, the built-in one, the differences is the users and the profiling all will be inside this module. Okay. Now let us try to look when you integrate the Mikrotik hotspot with external radius. So first, I will show you when you use the Mikrotik user manager, which is this one. You can get it free from the website. Okay. Okay. So let us go through what is Mikrotik user manager. So it is management system for hotspot user. So like before, when you want to create username and password and you want to create profile, you will create here. So once you have this user manager, all will be inside the Mikrotik user manager. So it is a radius server and it is a separate package for RouterOS. So if you want to use the user manager, you need to download the package from the website and you put inside your Mikrotik router. Okay. So this is a simple topology on your Mikrotik hotspot network with the user manager. So you have one Mikrotik router as a Radius client, and then you install the user manager packages and connect to your network switch and go to maybe your AP and then to your end user. So this is the simple connection. All right. Okay, so requirement when you want to use the user manager. So you must take note on the requirement because it is very important. Okay, so the first thing is you must make sure the same router OS and user manager version package. So you check on your router OS version, and then when you want to download for the website, you choose the same version. And then you must remember also not all Mikrotik models support user manager. So you must take note on your architecture. Which architecture are you using? There you can know you can use user manager or not. Okay, so for example, this one, you can only use on MIPS LE, MIPS BE, TILE, PPC, ARM, 887, and MIPS processor. Okay? And then minimum 32 MB RAM and 2 MB HDD. So if you're using a smaller Mikrotik, it is not suggested to have a lot of users to use that because it will take up your CPU load and resources. So depending on how many users you are cater, then you need to know how big is your Mikrotik. If you are serving thousands of users, I would suggest you to go for the CCR model. Okay, all right. So how do you use this user manager? First, once you know your architecture, you know your version, then you go to the website and then you download the user manager packages. You drag and drop your user manager packages into your file in the Winbox, and then you reboot your router. After you reboot your router, now your router has the packages of user manager. So how you open your user manager is you go to your web browser and then you type in your Mikrotik WAN IP /userman. So this is the page of the user manager. Okay. So the first time login, you can log in using your default Mikrotik password, which is normally admin with no password. But you can also pre-created your access login for the user manager using, you open the terminal, then you can create the username and password for your user manager. Okay, so once you created, so this is the page for the user manager. Okay, so when you log in, this is what you see in the user manager. Okay, all right, so from here, okay, this is how you create. If you have multiple admin, maybe you have admin for the front desk, maybe you have admin for the IT manager, so you can create multiple admins with multiple roles so that they can only access just a few modules in the user manager. Maybe you restrict the access for the front desk just to create the voucher, just to view the reports, or you can create super user for the administrator so that they can view all and do some setting. Okay. And then what you have here also, you have users. So this is where you create the authentication for your user. This is where you create the username and password. So if you have hundreds of users, instead of you create one by one, if you are not using the user manager, you need to create one by one in the Mikrotik. So when you are using user manager, you can just click generate in add in batch. So you can have username. They can generate a batch or a username for you. So this is the user list, the username that they will use to log into the hotspot. And the password also, it will be generated automatically for you. So it will be easier to use user manager instead of using the normal built-in Mikrotik hotspot. And then you can assign profile to them, and some you can also put prefix to the username and the password length, so it will generate for you automatically. So you can print out this one by one and give to your users. Okay. This is a sample voucher. It will not come out like this if you are using the user manager, but you didn't have customization. The page will not come out like this. So you can customize how your voucher will look like, so that it will be more presentable for your customer. So you can put logo, you can put some information, or if you have some notifications, so you can put like this. You can also put colors. So this is how the voucher will look like after customization. So this customization, it can be done in the user manager. Okay. Okay. So next, if you need, after you have the user manager, you need to add your Mikrotik IP to make it have communication between the user manager and the Mikrotik. So this is the Radius authentication part. And then this is how you set your profiling. So you see here, you can set the speed limit of your user. You can set the quota limit. And also you can set the uptime limit for your user. So you can have multiple profiling, and then you can assign on your each of your user with different profile. So this is what you can do with the user manager. Okay. Okay, next what you have is other setting. Okay, so just now I said you can customize your voucher code. So this is where you customize not only your voucher code, you can also customize the looks of your user manager. For example, you can change the logo, you can customize the styles, and then if you go to templates, you can customize the voucher so that it will be look like this. So you can customize this one. If you open, you check on the forum, some people they share on how to customize this one. Okay, and also if you enable payment gateway, you can integrate with in here. And if you enable sign up page, you can enable in here. So this is some extra setting that the user manager have. Okay, and then this is, you can also view user log. So you can view the username, the user IP, when they log in, and how many times they use. So all this kind of log you can view here under logs. But you must take note that, that's why I said if you have a lot of users, you go for higher Mikrotik model, because this log will consume in your HDD space, so make sure you have a bigger space of your Mikrotik. So you can view user session, the live session, what time they log in, what time they log out, their uptime, and their traffic rate, upload and download. Okay. All right. So just now you are using the user manager. So when you use the user manager, you must take note that you must enable the radius. So you must go to the radius, you must add one radius server to your hotspot. Same goes if you enable, you are using external radius server, you must enable a radius on your Mikrotik, the IP and the secret, and then on your external radius server, you must add the same secret into your external radius server. And then you must remember that under the server profile, you go to radius tab and you must tick use radius. If you didn't do this, user cannot get the landing page and they cannot log in using your radius. Okay. So, and if you're using the external radius server, you need to customize the login to HTML also to point to your external radius server landing page. If you are using the user manager, no need to do this. But if you are using other external radius server, you must customize the page so that when user connect to the Wi-Fi, they will get the landing page from your external radio server. So this is one example from what we've been doing so far. So I point the page to the external radio server so that when user connect, it will point to this URL and they will see the landing page from my external radio server. Okay. And then this is where you can customize your hotspot page if you are using the user manager or you use the built-in hotspot from Mikrotik. So you take out the hotspot folder and usually you upload your background, all your images in the image hotspot/img page folder. You put the background, the logo you can put there, and then usually you edit the login.html to design your landing page. People that have knowledge on the HTML coding, so they know how to do this. And then you can also set redirection. For example, after the user login, you can set which page they go. Maybe they go to your website. So from the login to HTML, you can set the redirection after they login. So this file is what you can do to customize your landing page. Okay? All right. So after you customize your landing page, this is what you can get. For example, this one. So what you can have is, instead of the normal landing page, so you can put logo, you can put the background, and then types of method, and then maybe you can put some advertisement. For example, this one, you have a banner down here. So, and then you can put some wording. So this is what you can do with the Mikrotik Hotspot. You change from the normal one to this one. You can put more design for this one. Okay? This is another example. Like this one is using username and password. And this one is like a proceed button. So you connect to the hotspot by click the proceed button. Okay? I think that's all from me. You have any question? Or if you want to know more about the external radio server, you can go to our booth. You can meet me or one of our team. We can tell you more about how you can use the external radio server. Any question you want to ask? If no, I will end my session here. Thank you very much for your attention. Anything you can see me at my booth here. All right, thank you.